It's Tony Gonzalez from Made in Metal talking to Daniel, who is the drummer of the band Bloodbound, who recently released the new album, Creatures of the Dark Realm. So, hello, Daniel, how are you?
Hello there, I'm just fine, and how are you?
Perfect. So, in general terms, is this CD more fearless than the previous CDs of the band, or the band prefers to keep the same musical line? Tell me.
I think the band has done a few, not ups and downs, but a few different directions in terms of the musical style in a bit. I know, or at least, of course I know, and you know too, that the two previous records was more about the dragon theme, stuff like that. And even earlier, maybe it was more a bit of a dark power metal theme with the Nosferatu and stuff like that. But with this album, I think that maybe we combined both parts a bit. It is a bit dark, at least the theme is. We have some dark elements in some of the songs, but it's still very melodic. And I think it's a mashup with all the previous Bloodbound albums and songs and styles.
I read that at least 3 of the musicians in the band get COVID. Does this delay the recording or the release of the CD?
Not really, actually, because even without the pandemic, we still record in different places on our own, because we live quite far from each other, so we rarely see each other, actually, at least not physical. So that didn't affect the way that the album was recorded, and so it was pretty much the same, actually, to be honest. Yeah.
The main songwriters in the band are Frederick, Thomas, and Patrick. When they bring the songs to be recorded, are the drums part already written or not?
There are drums that has been written for every song, but it's not the final way to play it, because it's more of a guideline in how they want the song to be. But it's totally my decision how I want to play. I mean, I cannot change the core of the song, of course, with something stupid or whatever, but it's up to me how I want to play the drums. And I guess to be fair, that's probably good, since, well, I am the drummer. The other guys are great in many other ways, but they are not so great drummers.
Now I was looking for some reviews, and there are more than ones that say that a song like Even Burning Flame has a Halloween flavor. What do you think about that song?
It's one of my personal favorites, actually. I think it turned out really, really excellent. When I first heard all the songs on a demo stage, that was actually not one of my favorites at the beginning. But how it ended up in the end, I would say it's easily in the top 3 of every song on this album.
I will ask you about some tracks that to me are the first, the second, the third, depending. But I checked on the promotion, and the promo said that Bloodbound is sharing airspace with the likes of Sabaton and Powerwolf. But do you think that Bloodbound is like these bands? I think that there is something different.
Well, I mean, we are in the same genre in a way, absolutely. So, of course, there are similarities with both Sabaton and Powerwolf and many other bands. And well, I can agree on that. Maybe 1 or 2 songs are very similar to Sabaton songs or Powerwolf songs. But on the other hand, those 2 bands, they are huge. There's so many people, they have so many fans listening to their songs. They kind of, they are the foundation of maybe a new power metal genre. So it's pretty hard not to be compared with those bands. And if you look hard, you will find similarities, but I still don't see anything wrong with that, because we consider them more like influence than anything else. We're not trying to copy those bands in any way, but we like their music and we like our music as well. We do have our own sound, and especially on this latest album.
One of the good drums part that I like it, and this song I like it a lot, is the opening in Eyes Comes Alive.
Mm-hmm.
In the same song, there are parts when the drums sound with more echo. Tell me about this sound.
Well, it was when I got the demo of that song, it had like a drum intro, a shorter one, and I didn't really figure it out. So I just made my own and thought that, okay, this will be like a, nice way to start this song and just bring on the energy and the power. And later on there are some, I think it's a really powerful song in many ways, and maybe the middle part, there is some effects on like someone hitting an anvil or something like that, and it brings a lot of power, and maybe the most evil kind of vibes on the whole album. So, but I like that, I really do.
To the people who has never seen the band alive, that is my case, how do you work the choir lines when you are alive? Because in the record there is a lot of choirs, and when you are alive, how you do it?
Most of the guys do backing vocals even live, but I mean it's hard to sound like 50 people when you're 5 people, of course. But we do have some tracks to back it up, absolutely. But we do also scream our voices off as much as we can, even live. So it's a bit of both.
I can't imagine you singing a choir while playing drums. Is possible?
Yes, absolutely.
With a double bass drum, the hands and the voice?
It's hard, absolutely. You have to practice, but it's doable, absolutely. I like to sing.
Wow.
I like to scream.
You are the only band that have won the sound check in Sweden Rock Magazine 4 consecutive times. How do you feel about that?
Well, amazing. It was pretty surreal, actually, because it's I'm losing words, actually, because it's such an honor to be on the top in 4 times in a row. And it's kind of a receipt, that people seems to like what we're doing. So it feels great. Absolutely. I feel very humbled about it. The magazine covers many bands, and they have big interviews with bands that maybe not are playing on the festival, but sure, they're connected in many ways.
And tell me, do you have a records to see in what countries the band is more appreciated?
Maybe Northern and Middle Europe is probably our strongest area. But lately, I think we maybe have grown a bit in the States and even Japan, because it wasn't too long ago that we made our first shows in the States and Japan. So, but it's still kind of new to us. So hopefully it will grow even more.
Here in Spain, power metal is really appreciated. You need to have this in mind for the future.
Absolutely. We have played in Spain 2 times with Bloodbound. I think the first time was, is it called Leyendas del Rock?
Yes.
Yeah, great festival. We had such a good time. Crazy audience. That was really amazing. And then we played a smaller festival. I'm sorry, I don't really remember the name, but it was like on a hill, uphill or something like that. That was great too. That was a really fun party. So
yes,
we would love to come to Spain even more, of course.
Yes, but if you remember Leyendas del Rock, I feel fine. because it's one of the best festivals here in Spain. Yes, have a long story, and maybe in the future you can come back again to Leyenda. And I read that even when you and me, we know that lists and numbers sometimes doesn't mean anything. So I read that you are close to enter in the German top 20.
Yeah, thank you. It's it feels really good, of course, and let's see what happens if we make it or not. But anyway, we're really happy with the response from fans and from radio stations and magazines, and pretty much most of the people seems to like the album very much. So that's good enough.
In your personal case, Daniel, why did you choose the drums as a musical instrument?
Well, because when I grew up, we had music all over the place in my family, and my dad used to play the guitar. He had guitars all over the place, and he told me also to tell you that he had a lot of Marshall amplifiers, not just any amplifiers, but Marshall amplifiers. Yeah, for the record. Anyway, so he wanted me to play the guitar as well. So I tried it out for maybe a year or so, but I never really got stuck to me because of different stuff. But when I told him that, no, this is not for me, I don't want to play the guitar, he bought me a drum kit instead, and I loved it so much. I played all the time. So that's pretty much the history.
What did your father say when you say guitar no?
Well, at first I think he was maybe a bit disappointed, but you know, I have two younger brothers, and they stuck with the guitar, so maybe he was he was fine with me playing the drums instead.
And when you look for reference, do you listen to another power metal bands, or you prefer another musical style? Reference about drums.
I'm not that interested in just listening to the drums. It's more of the songs and everything about it. So and it goes a bit it's different from time to time. Sometimes I listen to death metal and like you know, even black metal with the fast blast beats and everything like that, and I'm really blown away, but I'm not even close to be able to play those kind of stuff. So but more recently I've listened a lot to a Canadian guy called Devin Townsend, and I mean, he's just a genius in so many ways. And he makes a lot of different music, different styles and everything, and I just love the whole thing. And nowadays he has a Swedish drummer called Morgan Sjögren, which is a extremely good drummer. So I listen to a lot of that stuff, and but I don't focus on the drums. I focus on the music in a whole.
Do you prefer some kind of cymbals or drums, or it doesn't matter?
It does matter. Yeah, it does. I would say that if I could choose free, I would choose a Yamaha drum kit and Meinl cymbals.
And what about the sticks?
Vincent, Swedish manufacturer.
Good.
Yeah.
The national product. Yes, we need to defend our national product. Yes. Do you have plans for the rest of 2021 or 2022?
We do have some plans, absolutely. I mean, with the pandemic, there has been many shows that has to been postponed a couple of times. So it's a bit hard to keep track on everything and try to make the puzzle with the shows and maybe tours and stuff like that. But just recently, we announced 2 shows in Finland in October. So hopefully that will be the start. And next year, we hope to go on a headline tour in Europe, hopefully Spain. And then next summer, a few festivals, and we'll take it from there.
I think that is important because your CD has been released now at the beginning of this summer, but maybe in this summer there won't be a lot of festivals. So there are necessary to think in another plans. Tell me.
Yeah, but the situation is pretty messed up, as you know. We're not the band that plays like 150, 200 shows a year because we don't really want to. All of the guys have day jobs and families, and we appreciate time at home too. So we're not crazy about playing as much as we can. But with that being said, we love to play live, of course, and that's what we want to do. But it's hard, like I said, it's hard to make the puzzle, and we'll just try to adapt to the situation and see how it goes a bit.
So, okay, Daniel, if you want to say something to the Spanish audience, this is your moment to closing the interview.
All right. Hello there, Bloodheads from Spain. Hope you liked the album. I sure do. And I hope to see you on a show in Spain very soon.
Perfect. I hope to see you at Leyendas or any other festival. It will be really good.
I really hope so. I do.
Yes. So I appreciate your time, Daniel. Thank you for this interview. So
Thank you.
Stars to the rest of your co-workers in Bloodbound.
I will. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you.
All right.
It
Thank you,
really
Tony.
Nice interview.
Bye and take care.